Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today, we're playing Orwell, Ignorance is Strength, and in today's episode, the battle is on. It is the day after, and the fallout from the bomb at the Circle Mall is in full effect. As we suspected, Raban is trying to spin this to his narrative, but we're not going to let him. We're going to do our very best to spin it back to our narrative. Who will win? Well, let's hop in and find out. Episode 3, Synthesis. Oh boy. You're back again, just in time. We have need of you. You managed to prevent Raban Vart's provocation for ever being published. A good effort, and one that bought us time. In order to take advantage of the situation, Prime Minister Blaine has shifted his schedule to fly out to Triflith and meet Cassart to calm down the situation permanently. Raban Vart might have taken a severe blow, but he is far from giving up. Instead, he fired shots. See for yourself. I'm not surprised. I kind of expected this. War is inevitable. They are out to discredit me and bring down what the People's Voice stands for, but we are stronger. I may have lost this battle, but the war is not over. We will fight back against the traitors Cassart and Blaine, who own this manipulative government apparatus designed to keep us under control. The government of the nation will have dragged my family into this conflict, and I will not let them get away with this. I'm still here, and so is the People's Voice, and we are loud. We have a strong group of supporters who are loyal and will help us get back on track. Know thyself, know thy enemy. We will fight back with a completely new People's Voice, resonating a kind of strength never before seen. I hereby declare war on the government of the nation who are trying to enslave their own people by manipulating the media. Down with the government, down with Cassart and Blaine. He declared a state of war against the cooperation of Cassart and Blaine. Alright, let's see what else we got. We might drag that on. National Beholder. Catastrophe strikes the Circle Mall, kills one. Okay, let's read about that. The third terrorist Bonton strike in Bonton targets the Circle Mall despite investigative efforts. One person killed by the explosion, 3 others hospitalized. Delacroix refused to give a statement. Yesterday evening, the Circle Mall in Bonton was hit by yet another terrorist bombing. Around 7:21 p.m., an explosive device detonated within the building, instantly killing a man and severely injuring 3 other persons. The interior of the mall was heavily damaged. Due to the attack, the Ministry of Security has ramped up police presence in the Bonton and Farview area. Catherine Delacroix, head of the ministry, is expected to come under fire from the media after previous claims that safety and investigation measures would be sufficient to prevent any further attacks. Delacroix has refused to give a statement, but the entire Ministry of Security is under pressure to present investigative success and to bring the perpetrators to justice. And then I think there was another article on here. That was the wrong one. There was another article on here. Yeah, this is Harrison from the first game. It's his opinion article, right? So we've read that before. What other headlines we got? Movie release. Okay, we also read this one. This was about the movie that was endangered, you know, that had about the movie poster being released and stuff. Bunch of drama that doesn't seem to be related to anything we're doing. Alright, the People's Voice admin panel. What are we doing? Oh! Wow. Removed contributor status from user Ilya. Removed contributor status from user Daniel. Removed contributor status from user Shan. Wow, really? He's being vindictive. We're dragging that. I feel that's important. Could it be that our actions caused a bit of trouble among the ranks of the People's Voice? Good. Oh boy. Man, we definitely caused some trouble. I am not afraid of you, okay? Daniel Buchanan. Okay, Raban, things are getting out of hand with the People's Voice. All of these personal insults against you flying around on Blabber and your spiteful articles. We're long past the point of no return. We're no longer a group of journalists with thoughtful and considered rhetoric. Instead, the site has become a mouthpiece for an egocentric maniac who declares war against governments. I will not put up this anymore. I quit. You were such a coward. You always have been. Now that we finally see our influence growing, that our voice is being heard, that changes in the air, you just run off and quit. I should have known that when you signed on that you weren't built to stand this heat. Just another bag of air that chickens out whenever things start to get really interesting. I wonder, Daniel, that name sounds familiar. Was that, oh, okay, no, that was David. Okay, I knew it started with a D, so... Shannon says, seriously, Raban, insulting our staff? What kind of leader are you? What kind of journalist are you? You have long stopped uncovering the so-called truth. You have turned into a liar and puppeteer yourself. You are no better than Cassart or Blaine or the others you keep criticizing. Count me out. I'm done. I will not put up with this. Grow a backbone, you cowards. Don't worry, I'll take away your contributor status. I don't need you anyway. If you're not willing to go all the way with me, you're against me. You've been in my way far too long already. He's just burning all the bridges, man. But he has no contributor status. Like, that's so weird. Man. He's just like, forget everybody. All right. Well, I think we drag that he has declared war. I hereby declare war. War. Can you believe it? Who does this prick think he is? Agent, this has to end today. Vart will no longer undermine the peace, and neither Pargus nor the nation. If it's war he wants, we can accommodate him. We have our own arsenal, the likes of which Vart doesn't dare to dream about. When Orwell was created, the office requested a number of additional features beyond the day-to-day tasks of investigators. Some top-level government members objected. They had the obnoxious idea to integrate an ethical codex into Orwell, limiting its capabilities. Naturally, this would not do for us. We are the nation's wardens, and we won't be restricted by some arbitrary set of rules. So we found a way, as we always do, to develop a branch of the Orwell project, the very piece of software you're using right now. Time to make use of its full potential. Oh boy. Like, we know why those safeguards were put into place. They were put into place because they, in the first game, they thought it was not good for people to have this much power, because if you drag the wrong data chunks in, you can get people's lives totally screwed up. Behold, the influencer, the centerpiece of our very own version of Orwell. Not even the government has a clue this thing exists. It can spread a story through social media channels efficiently and thoroughly, and I am putting you in charge of it. Oh man, I don't want this much power, man. First, we need the thesis, a key statement which Raban made in his latest article. Okay, so we gotta have something. Okay. The government of the nation have dragged my family into this conflict. Is there something else we can do? I think that's the only one we have, right? The government of the nation have dragged my family into this conflict. The government dragging his family into the conflict? They should have clearly opposed Raban's actions and nothing would have happened. Well, we will counteract this claim accordingly. Let me set that in the influencer. Okay, so the government has willfully dragged Raban Vart's family into the conflict. Well, here we go. Here's how it works. We can't simply make up and randomly spread stuff. Instead, I need you to get me palpable information which can be used to counter Raban's statement. From pairs of data chunks that create a certain context, together I can construct a narrative which can then be spread in the influencer. So, find me data chunks to construct a narrative from which the thesis set in the influencer, with the thesis set in the influencer, new data chunks may be discovered in old documents or call transcripts. Take a look around. Alright, so it looks like we got a lot of work to do. Wow, 380,000 listeners, okay. Let's check out the reader first. What do we got here? So, anything from the bottom up. Alright, I am not afraid of you. If you're not willing to go all the way with me, you're against me. You've been in my way far too long already. Believes the editors and the people's voice to be his enemies. Okay, that could be. Arrest record. Oh, wait, what? Did we actually arrest her? Yesterday. Misappropriation of funds. The suspect was severely injured at the Circle Mall, which had been demolished due to a bombing. The suspect's involvement in which is being investigated so far has shown that the suspect was using her phone to call her husband, Raban Vart, and no connection to the bombing attempt could be proven. She was taken to hospital, where she currently remains and is unable to be questioned for the time being. Okay. I don't know that that's relevant. Let's see what we've got in emails. I will not allow you to threaten the reputation of the People's Voice. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, that sounds pretty good. So I think the editors and the fact that he was threatening Karen, right? Raban Vart is becoming more and more paranoid. He senses conspiracy and danger anywhere. This serves him right. We may be able to use this knowledge to our advantage if we find the right context to put it in. Alright, so we need to go back to where he's threatening the editors, right? It's this one. Let's see. Believes the other editors to be his enemies. Let's use that. Raban is becoming more and more unhinged, sensing betrayal around every corner. Yes, we can use that, but not enough on its own. We need a good context to put this into. Okay. All of these, well, Raban's stuff is online, but everybody else's is offline. I guess we have to use that other data chunk. There's nothing else. Alright, so we have to use her arrest record. The fact that she was on the phone call with her husband. Okay. So, oh, we gotta add that to Karen's. Let's do a different picture too, because that one's just weird. Alright. Raban truly had some remarkable timing with his call to Karen. It's a tragedy what happened there yesterday. Don't think I don't care. But if this had to happen, we might as well use it for a good cause. He sees his wife as a danger to his work, and then she gets arrested out of nowhere. One could draw conclusions from that. Why not help the people along a bit with it? What do you think of this? Okay. Blame on Raban. Did Raban Vart sell his wife Karen to the cops to get rid of her? Leaked chat protocol shows he had seen her as a threat to his work. Agent, the first narrative is ready to be spread through the influencer. To do so, drag it to the slot in the influencer window and confirm. Using the influencer is extensive and takes about an hour of time to complete. We'll only get very limited chances of spreading narratives today. Make sure they count. However, I should probably warn you, what's out there is out there forever, and information can be a most devastating weapon. Now, if you do the honors... Alright, so blame on Raban. Did Raban Vart sell his wife Karen to the cops to get rid of her? Leaked chat protocol shows he had seen her as a threat to his work. Oh boy, we're about to do a bad, aren't we? This is not going to go well. Let's go ahead and get that out there. Profiler not function during... Oh, okay. It's doing its thing, right? Data is spread. Let's see what we've got. All right. Where is the bottom? Fight. I did not and would never manipulate my wife to walk into any trap. Whatever information or interpretation of such you have, it is false. The first information spread by your command alone. It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of truth, isn't it? What? I believe we pulled the right strings there. People have swallowed the bait, as you can see on Blabber. We had some good impact on his listener count. I have no doubt Raban won't let go so easily. I wouldn't be surprised to see an appropriate response from him soon. Perhaps you can find out what he's up to before he is actually publishing it, so he can prepare our next narrative beforehand. Okay. People's Voice, you told your wife to go to the Circle Mall so she would walk right into this trap. You're a monster. Blame on Raban. Of course not. You're deeply misinformed. Why was your wife at the Circle Mall yesterday? Did you order the Bonton bombings? No way. I do not have to answer to you. But I shall tell you this much. I have nothing to do with these bombings. You might want to point your finger at a certain corrupt government. People's voice. Why were you on the phone with your wife when she was at the Circle Mall, Raban? Please don't tell me you are responsible for these bombings. They're not happy. Alright, destroy the media monsters. We will always fight back. In the dark caves of the endless information network, they lurk, out to get any innocent victim standing in their way. As for now, I shall call them media monsters, the government apparatus designed to control our minds. These awful creatures, who cannot be considered human, are again trying to damage my family members in order to get to me. They cannot tear us apart. Believes his family members to be loyal to him. Could be. What else do we got? I think that might be it, so let's drag that. Alright. Let's go back to Raban's profile. Alright, we're doing so much harm. His family is loyal to him. Oh, please. I wonder if Raban believes him what he writes there. In any case, let's see if we can shake up that feeling of loyalty a bit and prove Raban wrong, for himself and for the public. Agent, get me pairs of data chunks for which I can construct narratives that we can spread. Pay attention to anything we might use to put Ilya or Karen's loyalty to him in doubt. Oh man, there is so much that I've already had doubts before this even happened. So, let's see. What do we got on his desktop? What do we have? Event log. Okay. Computer. We definitely need this. This is Karen's computer. We definitely need this. Okay. Ilya is calling. Oh boy.
Brother, what happened to Karen? I don't know what to say. Why was she even at the mall? Out of all the stores, why was she right next to the bomb? I'm just trying to understand. Do you know anything?
This is not a good time.
It's okay. I understand. Sorry.
No, I don't think you understand at all.
Oh boy.
You don't even have a glimpse of how it feels when the one you love is wounded in a senseless attack. I can't even be there for her. Yet here we are, feign concern and immediately question what I know. Why? Ah, I see. You must have read it too. That I called her right before the incident.
Raban.
It is true. I called moments before. What does that mean to you, dear brother? She was there against my advice. To track down this impertinent army woman. Karen wouldn't listen. She just pressed on and ignored me. She suffered the consequences because of it.
How can you say that? She suffered the consequences of not listening to you, her wise and all-knowing husband.
What did you say?
How dare she defy the great Raban Vart? She was there, helping her patient, and you have no compassion. You are more concerned about being...
How do you dare say that?
Oh, man.
She is my wife.
Well, how dare you try to blame her for getting mixed up in all of this?
You insolent pest.
Oh.
You have done nothing but snub me ever since we left the encampment. I've had it with this crap. For the record, if you hadn't kicked me out of TPV, I'd quit.
Go then, finally. You never cared for our cause anyway.
Huh. Wow. Okay, that's... Man, there is so much juicy information. That's crazy. Administration log. Banned access from phone. Okay, so we have Ilya's phone. Let's drag this on here. We got to get the best information. All right, what are we doing? What did we... Oh, yeah. So this is when, from the first game, when Initiate hacks the website and changes that. It's kind of funny seeing how the games are running in parallel. All right, what else do we have? All right, so she has her PC. Let's see what we got in private. Saved protocol, Raban. Hey, lovely man, how are you today? Hey, not so good. What happened? I stood in the lunch line for 1.5 hours, and then there was nothing but bread left. You know, I'm not at all fussy with food, but after not having any lunch for the last 2 days, it stresses me out. The guy at the food handout told me to piss off if I didn't like it. Oh my, you have no idea how to stay calm. It makes me furious even hearing about it. I have no idea how you stay so calm. It makes me furious even hearing about it. I would have exploded a long time ago. The guy at the office canteen talked to me like that. I'd get him fired. You know, you can't compare this place to an office canteen. I know, it's just, how is it even legal to treat people like that? Calm down, love. I don't mind people being butts. They're just stressed out themselves. What really bugs me is nobody gives a crap about anyone here. Everyone is just trying to get by without being hungry or tired day by day. Hang in there. Hang in there, darling. Never forget, you're a real hero to others and to me. I love how you always want to help me, but please stop saying that. It makes me uncomfortable. You're far too modest. You should be proud of what you've done. Anyway, not much longer now. I can't wait. By the way, I have picked a location. I think we could have a beautiful wedding ceremony at Botan City Park. I just wanted to keep it small and in the open air instead of renting a huge venue and making a big fuss about it. Plus, I think it'll make for some really nice, serene photos. Anything you want is fine for me. But Karen, you are sure you want this, aren't you? I'm getting the feeling I've been rushing you into something that might not be good for you. Raban, come on, you didn't rush me at all. It was my idea. Do you want this? If you want it, I'm absolutely sure. I love you. Okay, so that's in conflict with something. I don't know. Yes, I love you too. Then let's do it. Oh boy. All right. What else do we have? Rehab council. Was there anything else in there? I don't think there was anything else in there, right? Okay. So, what about rehab council? What do we got in here? All right. Case report patient number PR 34207. All right. Psychological report. Final report. I am Karen Levine. I have been working for Botan Rehab as a clinical psychologist since February 2010. My specialist field is a psychological trauma. Full details of my qualifications and project history will be provided separately by my employer, the Botan Rehab Council. The patient is a Pargesian refugee with whom I have been treating since February 2011. Does it say who this is? Raban. Okay. Where he was treated for symptoms of PTSD, traumatic events, and severe injury that caused the patient to lose his ability to walk in his home country, coupled with his recent immigration to the nation, are the major contributing factors. The patient was initially very unresponsive and reclusive, even apathetic in therapy sessions. Occasionally, the patient would even switch to a rather aggressive tone when I pushed too much towards him, revealing details about his experiences and emotional state. This is probably due to the difficult conditions of living in the refugee encampment for an extensive amount of time, which is very much in conflict with the patient's personality valuing strong individuality. Okay, that might end up being useful somewhere. Around the summer of 2012, the patient went through a sudden change. He seemed to become more outgoing, happier, and willing to talk more, though he was still trying to keep conversation superficial. Throughout the sessions, the patient had been opening up more and more, and I feel like we have been making tremendous progress. In addition, the patient also seemed to be much more appreciated by fellow camp residents. As of writing this, I am unsure whether to attribute the change to the effects of the therapy or to external factors. Although the patient seems to have made a lot of progress during the past months, I strongly recommend to extend therapy and would like to keep him under close observation personally to ensure the progress achieved by the patient so far continues and to determine the exact cause of the change in personality. I will therefore file a request for extending therapy by 6 months. Okay. What about this one? Is this Ilya? Yes. Okay, so same intro here. The patient immigrated to the nation in February 2011 as a Pargesian refugee after his brother was involved in a school bombing, losing his ability to walk. I have known and treated the patient since that time. While being very shy and unwilling to talk about details of his experiences for several weeks at the beginning of therapy, the patient was slowly becoming more outgoing and open after several sessions. His optimism and overall social and friendly character, as well as a tendency to look at the bright side of things, has helped him a lot in getting through the psychological trauma of the hardships he and his brother faced back in Pargas. As the patient slowly opened up, he especially emphasized his heroic escape from military service in Pargas at multiple occasions. Okay, we haven't discovered that conflict yet. He also seemed to become more and more interested in myself and my private life, making it difficult for me to maintain my professional distance as a therapist. I also talked to him about his brother and his increasingly reclusive behavior, urging Ilya to assist his disabled brother. So I think even here, Ilya was like, I just feel like he's been interested in Karen the whole time. The therapy is regarded as successful, and I'm happy to dismiss my patient as largely recovered from his symptoms. However, I feel it would be very important for him and his brother to leave the refugee camp as soon as possible in order to maintain their mental health. Okay? What about the trash? Beautiful Dewhurst. Dewhurst is the nation's most multicultural city with beautiful cafes and markets from all over the world. It's a beautiful place for young couples and singles to enjoy an adventurous, open-minded lifestyle. There are lots of beautiful spots in Dewhurst. The classical-style town hall, built in 1780, is definitely worth a visit. The most popular photo spot in the scenic fountain of Dancing Putty. Dewhurst provides you with restaurants, cafes, and small diners with dishes from around the world. Don't forget to try our famous Dewhurst hot dogs. Alright, so it's like a flyer. We can't click on anything, but yeah. Interesting. That might come in play later. Alright, and then we have Ilya's phone. What's his gallery? Is him winning at cards? Is that... I don't know. Cassie. That's Cassandra from the first game, so he knew her. Huh. Interesting. Interesting how these ties together. Hey you, this is to Karen. Hey, what's up? Just wanted to see whether the website I set up for you is still running. Okay, so we read this message. Okay, but we didn't see this. Okay. Hey, Ilya, not here, okay? Okay, sorry. So then this was sent a few days later. Karen, I don't know what to say. This was sent today. I'm sorry. I want to come visit you, to hold your hand and tell you it's all going to be okay. But I don't even know where they are treating you. And Raban, I don't even know where to begin. I wish I could swap places with you. I'd do anything. Why am I even writing this? Alright, so Damian Morgan. Hey dude, didn't find the chance to congratulate you yet. What an epic win. Congrats. Thanks, it seems unreal. Ilya Vart, winner of the Hob Major 2017. Sounds good to me. Yeah, sure does. Know what sounds even better? Dewhurst. That's what. What's up with that? I'm out of here. Straight on my way to Dewhurst. Very soon. Oh, wow. We're going to miss you, man. But I'm really happy for you. Best of luck. Thanks, Damien. Now, she had a flyer for Dewhurst in her trash. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like they're plotting something behind the scenes. It just seems weird. And then here he is talking to Cassandra. I'm so sick of this place. How do you keep up with this, Ilya? Every time I see you, it seems like nothing ever troubles you. I'm holding on to my dreams. You know, one day I'm getting out of here. I can feel it. I'll only do the stuff I want to then. Huh. I didn't think you'd be the one to call it quits so easily. Nah, it's not that easy. Truth be told, I often dream about quitting, and not just quitting, but getting out and away from my brother. Wants to get away from Raban? From everything and everyone, but I can't leave him. He needs me. I feel ya. I can't imagine how. Just look at that Xmas party photo of you on my phone. You seem so carefree. Your parents are crazy rich people. Nothing should be worrying you. Crazy, which butt's more like. We argue about the course of the company constantly. Blue hair. What are you even thinking? You don't represent the values of the company with blue hair. It's always the company all the time. I get it. My brother can be like that at times. That's ugly. I thought they were kind of nice. For the cameras only. Ilya says, if you hate it that much, why don't you go then? How? It's what they call the golden cage. Life is nice and they feed you with silver spoons, but there's no getting away. Not from family. You can't run from a name. Yeah, right. Cassie, what would you really like to do if you could just walk your own path? Art. Definitely art. Always love that. I know it sounds kind of dumb. Doesn't sound dumb to me. Keep dreaming one day, perhaps. Yeah, if lightning strikes me or something. When was this sent? I'm so curious. July 16th. So this was like a year before basically stuff took place here. That is so interesting, man. All right, and then he has as his wallpaper Karen. So he's definitely interested in her. We have tracking, e-ticket. Your e-ticket wallet is empty. We have Karen's phone number. That might be useful. Okay. Each one of these takes 10 minutes, so we got to be mindful. What else? He's got lists. Never forget, ask Uncle Simos about Captain Ilya Janeway. Okay. That might be something we need, but probably not right now. All right. Okay, so there's definitely some potential information that we need to drag. So what do we want to focus on? Raban Svart's family has always been loyal to him and will remain. So what is the most damaging of that? That's not going to be helpful at all. Patient was very initially, behaved reclusively and apathetically. Maybe could be useful. I don't know. What else would be good? I think this thing with Cassandra is good. I often dream it wants to get away from Raban. That could be good. Let's go ahead and drag that. Alright. Not surprising with a brother like that. I could make something out of this, but we need a little extra to dramatize the story more. Alright, we can get stuff to dramatize it. Blaine cancels meeting for surprise visit in Triflith. I feel like they must have had this game in mind when they were making the other game, because this article also appeared there. I don't know, it's so funny how it just matches up. Anyways, we know why he's rearranged his meeting. Alright, so we don't have anything there. We gotta go with listener and insider. Ilya, you have done nothing but snub me. Belittled Ilya Vart since they left the encampment. That's this is gonna be good, so we're definitely gonna do this. Perhaps a past transgression of some kind we don't yet know about. No wonder that Ilya dreamed of living. Let's make something out of that. Give me a moment. Okay, so what do we have? We now possess one narrative we could potentially spread. However, we can only hit Raban after he has published his next article. We need to bide our time for the moment. Use that time to dig for more narratives. Give me everything that could be of use. Alright, so we have this. Traitor of the People, Ilya Vart, editor at the People's Voice, wanted to get away from the blog and his abusive brother for a long time. Alright, so what else do we have? I don't know. I don't know if those are good. Let's see what else we got. She pressed on it, ignore me. Thinks Karen brought the incident onto herself by ignoring him. Maybe. Could be good. Now this is downright heartless. And then he talks about loyalty. Yep. Okay. What else? Okay, so that's all of the phone, the listener stuff. So we're gonna have to get it from here. We gotta figure out what to do from here. Let's look. Optimism over... Okay, so that's about Ilya. What about Raban's? Patient was initially behaved reclusively and apathetically in a refugee camp. Strongly intended to observe Raban Vart personally. Maybe, I just don't know if that's gonna be what we want. I feel it's gotta be one of those lines though, right? Because nothing else can be dragged right now. Because we've gotten all of these phone calls. So which one would it be? Was there anything? The notes is just Uncle Simos. I mean, it's talking about the family. Maybe that would be useful. We could try it. Did we get some more stuff? I think it just... Okay, yeah, he's got an uncle now. Alright, what else do we have? It's gonna have to be one of these. I think we could have a beautiful wedding. Boynton City Park. I love you. We don't have the conflict. I feel like there's gotta be something on her phone. It just seems like there's gotta be something on her phone. But we can't get into her phone because it's offline. Sad. Okay. But I feel like that's where she's gonna have a text or something that's in conflict. So it's gonna have to be something about Raban. This is Ilya. Let's look at Raban's. So what do we drag? Intended to observe Raban Vart personally. Patient. Why don't we try this? Patient behaved reclusively and apathetically. We need to drag it to Raban. We have very little data to work with. One related document. Considering the trauma he endured when his school got bombed, this comes as no surprise. Alright, article discussion. Okay. I knew you liked our therapist. You know, I also look forward to those sessions with Karen every week. Lucky for you, the way she talks about you, she seems to fancy you. She always treats me like a child. So this is from 2011. Ilya, stop it. Our situation in this camp is terrible, and we are being treated like animals. Yet all you can talk about is your dumb crush on a therapist. Karen fancies me. She doesn't like me one bit. Oh, that's the conflict with that she loves him. But this was, I mean, I don't know if she loves him now. She doesn't like you one bit. It's her job to be nice, and she gets paid for it. So snap out of your daydreams finally, will you? Do you realize we have no way to get out of this place and live a normal life anytime soon? We might rot here for years. We can't go back to Prava, but I also cannot stand this camp much longer. It makes me sick to even think about it. We have to find a way to escape the refugee camp at any cost. Uh-huh. That could be interesting. We drag that along with the fact that they married. Getting out at any cost. Yes, this could definitely be useful if backed with the right fact. We know where that fact is. Let's finish reading this, though. Raban, I knew the situation right now is bleak, and you have been through a lot, but there are brighter times ahead. We might be here for a while, you're right, but we can try to make the best of it. I mean, it's not like people here are completely cruel. I'm sure we'll be allowed to leave the camp someday and live a normal life again. As for Karen, well, if you're not interested, mind if I take a shot? Maybe I just need to prove to her I'm not a child. I sometimes wish I could share your naive optimism, brother. All right, let's see. So they married. Maybe. Let's see if that's the right fact. Very picturesque. Maybe you could find a photo somewhere. Maybe. Let's see if we can find a photo. I'm not sure. What else do we have? Karen fancies me. She doesn't like me one bit. Is not sincerely affected. See, if we drag this in, it may or may not be true. She's probably mad at him right now. We're definitely doing a bad here. Their love is but a fake. How sad. It's missing a piece to let Raban really doubt her motivation, though. Oh. Remember, you are still able to dig for more narratives, so you may want to do that before you spread anything. As soon as you're ready, spread the narrative that seems the most promising to you and the influencer. We only get one chance here. Okay, so he released his article, I think. The media monsters have no chance against us. The people's voice will always fight back. I will not let them destroy my family. My dear wife is and always will be on my side. In the dark caves of the Endless Information Network, they lurk, out to get any innocent victim standing in their way. As from now, I shall call them media monsters, the government apparatus designed to control our minds. These awful creatures, who cannot be considered human, are again trying to damage my family members in order to get to me. I am heartbroken about what happened to my wife at the Circle Mall, yet they claim I sent her there. I was to blame. The only reason she was involved in this was because she was too committed to caring to one of her patients who was working there. Yes, it is true, she was talking to me on the phone while this horrific bomb went off, but all I was trying to do was talk her out of seeing her patient and get her back home. I know one thing for sure. While I am left in distress, fearing for my wife's life, they cannot and will not tear us apart. My family members will remain loyal to me, as they have always been. You're a bit, like, not seeing the truth, my guy. What else do we got? War is inevitable. What other things can we drag, I wonder? Oh, now he's the editor. Oh, wait, no, he was always editor-in-chief. That's just we don't really need, oh, we already submitted that, I guess. Is there some new information? We've already submitted all this. What exactly is it we have that's still here, then? Maybe there's some link here? No? What about here? We already read this. Anything else that we can click on here? No, I don't think so. Okay, now it goes away. There must have been something we hadn't clicked on. All right, so what else can we do? Is there anything? Let's look at this. His optimism and overall social and friendly character. Optimistic, good-natured. He especially successfully fled from military service in Pargas. What would we do? He has a tendency to look at the bright side of things. Maybe? We could possibly do that, but... Okay, we took care of this because we dragged the conflicting statement. What else can we do? There's nothing we can do with this. I feel like that would be... Maybe there was something on the listener. No. It was like an old article, right? Wait, this is a new article? They're out to discredit me for bringing down what the People's Voice stands for? No, this is... What? Is this a different article? War is inevitable? It's like the same article? Article discussion, arrival. Alright, so there's nothing else that we can add there, right? It's gonna have to be something from here then. Alright. What else can we do? Let's look. Became happier and more outgoing mid-2012. Okay, maybe we do this. Okay. Ron got better all of a sudden. Something important must have happened at the time. Intended to observe him personally. Okay, let's see. How awfully caring of her. Or maybe not. Considering she didn't even like him, and she intended to observe him, we might be able to get Raban to doubt Karen's motives. So how does that sound? Alright. False marriage. Karen, wife of Raban Vart, admits I married Raban because I wanted to observe him. He was very unstable. I mean, he's acting very unstable. Let's do this one. And see what happens. Oh boy. Here we go. How is this gonna play out? I feel like this is not gonna go well. I'm waiting for something to explode. What do we got? Reaction. Your wife should be ashamed. Marrying people who went through traumatic experiences just to keep them under observation is completely psycho. This is complete BS. There's no way my wife would ever have done anything like that. You have no right to judge my private life, so back off. Happy with what you have achieved? Attacking Vart's marriage was a good idea. Very personal. I believe many of his followers took this to heart. Raban has taken a blow, but he is not going down yet. Speaking of which, let's check on what he's up to. What he's up to writing. All right. The uprising against the government of Pargas has begun. The angry crowd in front of the presidential palace in Triflith is growing. Raban is one to thank for this. Fake marriage is a fabricated story distracting you from the truth. We are going to win this media war. People's Voice, pretty funny how your wife only sees you as a psychological research project. I'm sure that her research on delusional sociopaths would be groundbreaking. The only delusional one here is you. The blabber trolls will not be able to intimidate me. Seriously? Your wife married you only to keep you under observation? What a psycho. Do not insult my wife, ever. Oh boy. The media are trying to distract you from the truth. Blaine and Kassar are conspiring against us. Why is the focused attention not on one of the most pressing and obvious issues? Is it not curious that during a national crisis like this, while Bonton is threatened by terrorists, the Prime Minister is leaving the country? Is it not weird that he is meeting Cassart, who is throwing him a military parade, supposedly due to a negotiation meeting? The answer is this is BS. Negotiation is not what the national government wants. They want power. This is what you should really be worried about, you mindless idiots. All right. So here's another one that we can send out. Another thesis. Falling back into old habits, are we? Vart is trying to shift the attention to Blaine and Cassart's meeting. It's a one-of-a-kind opportunity for him to back up his conspiracy theory. Reports say there are already people gathering in front of the presidential palace where the two are meeting, attempting to stall the talks in the name of the People's Voice. We cannot let this claim go unchecked, or the situation there might escalate. Not on our watch. If he's into conspiracies and hidden agendas, how about us playing the same game? I'm certain you can get me enough information to let me construct our own little conspiracy theory. Keep in mind, we have to hit Raban Vart hard this time. Very hard. We must break his follower base. Oh boy. Alright, so our thesis for this time is that Prime Minister Blaine and President Cassart are meeting to conspire against the Pargesian people. So what can we come up with to dispute this, I wonder? Let's see. What's Karen got on her timeline? Dear friends, I am heartbroken to inform you that my daughter Karen passed away 2 hours ago. My family and I are deeply troubled and sad to lose such a wonderful, admirable, and kind-hearted person. It is hard to say how we will be able to go on without her. I cannot stop blaming myself. If I would have been able to convince her not to enter that fake marriage with Raban to change his refugee status, she might still be alive. It still devastates me even more that she broke all contact with me after that. This refugee scum is the worst thing that ever happened to her. Oh my condolences, Elizabeth, to you and the whole family. I am so sorry for your loss. This is so horrible. Poor Karen. But how dare you blame Raban for this? I can't believe she's gone. I understand that you're hurting, but I can't believe your comments. How could you blame immigrants for Karen's death? She would be devastated. Oh man. Oh man. What do we say? Broke contact with her mother. There's an unknown data chunk there. What else do we have? That's wow. All right. Wow. All right. So Karen is passed away. I know. Such a tragedy. Okay. What do we got? E-ticket. One adult. Ticket type one-way Botan Transregional. Where are you going, my guy? Huh. To Dewhurst. Okay, that's gotta be important, right? Right? Bought a one-way Transregional train ticket for one adult. Is it? I feel like it is, but I don't know. Let's see. What is this one? Her mother Elizabeth opposed her marriage to Raban Vart. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and drag this. It could be good. So she is the daughter of Elizabeth Levine. Against this backdrop, it's quite remarkable Karen professionally counsels refugees. Okay. What's in the news? Elizabeth Levine for mayor? We don't have her as a special interest person, right? Alright. I stand for the nation's values. We will never stop standing up for our values. Although Elizabeth sadly was not elected as mayor, she won't stop to promote and uphold the values that we all hold dear. It is not yet clear whether Elizabeth will be involved in Hillbury politics in other ways, but one thing is certain. We will stay loud and proud and stand up for what we stated on this campaign website. The National Beholder, the nation's most important newspaper, held an exclusive interview with Mayor candidate Elizabeth Levine. In it, Miss Levine emphasizes once again the importance of traditional values. Read the full interview with the Beholder's Jeffrey Paxton here. I will do that in a minute. Elizabeth Levine endorsed by Catherine Delacroix. We're proud to announce that our campaign has been endorsed by Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix. In a statement, Delacroix said, "My parents were from Hillbury and is the city I grew up in. They would appreciate Elizabeth Levine's work very much and the values for which she stands." Delacroix further announced that she will support Elizabeth's campaign with funding and marketing. The party stands by the Levine family. We are particularly proud of Maxwell Levine's efforts as a lawyer in Hillbury, as well as Karen Levine's great endeavors as a psychological counselor. The party supports Karen Levine's work directly via state funding. Elizabeth, her husband, Mike, and her two beautiful children are true treasure for this town and the whole nation. Receive financial support from the party. All right. Born and raised in Hillbury and only having lived abroad for a few years studying, Elizabeth Levine knows every nook and cranny of our beautiful town. She was always one of the most valuable parts of our community and is now aiming to make it truly great again. The decline of our local small businesses and traditional values has to end, Levine stated in Monday morning's Hillbury Public Radio News. We're looking forward to an exciting election campaign. It's time for change. All right, let's check out this article. Jeffrey Paxton interviews Elizabeth Levine, who is currently running for mayor in Hillbury, the city typically seen as an indicator for the trends of the next nationwide elections. TMB says, "Miss Levine, you announced your independent candidacy for mayor of Hillbury a few weeks ago. What prompted you to run for office?" Levine, "It's been my heartfelt wish to make Hillbury a great place again. As it stands, Hillbury is one of the wealthiest communities of all the nation, with one of the highest happiness ratings. Levine says, "Oh, it is." And TMB, "What exactly are you going to improve then?" She says, "Well, of course, if you just look at the raw numbers of average income and such, sure, Hillbury appears wealthy. But truth be told, Jeffrey, beneath the bright and shiny appearance is deeply troubled and suffering city." So what is it suffering from? Well, we have imported a crisis due to the policies of the previous government. The nation allowed a huge influx of immigrants from Pargas and other countries. Hillbury was a popular place for relocation. The party has since limited immigration nationwide. A great effort, I must say. But this doesn't cut it for Hillbury. We are citizens of the most iconic city of the nation's borders. We are a symbol of the nation's values. Values that these immigrants don't respect. Our citizens don't feel secure in our town anymore. So it is our job to defend these values. What do you plan to do exactly? What can we expect from Mayor Levine? I will make sure this beautiful town stays absolutely safe. All the encampments in and around Hillbury will be abolished and cleared out, with the residents sent back to their countries where they belong. I will uphold the laws and rules that have made Hillbury great in the past. I will lower taxes and see to it that companies in Hillbury truly thrive. Well, it's obvious that your campaign is primarily based on a hard line against immigrants. In that light, don't you think it a bit peculiar that your own daughter is working as a professional counselor for those refugees you're trying to send back? My daughter Karen is a kind-hearted person who assists all different kinds of people with any kind of psychological problems from all over the world. Yes, there may be refugees among them, sure, because my daughter doesn't discriminate. In any case, you can rest assured that my daughter Karen stands firmly behind me, as does my whole family. Supports her mother Elizabeth Levine's position. Broke all contact. Yeah, so that doesn't make sense. That's definitely a thing where we can shift it to our view. TMB says, but not only does your daughter specialize in refugee counseling, she is also engaged to one, none other than Raban Vart, who is the author of a blog that is highly critical of the government. For sure, you must be aware of that. And Levine says, these are nothing but vile rumors, pitiful lies. I assure you, simply made up to question my credibility, most likely by the very same person you just called out. You said it yourself. Raban Vart is critical of the nation and its government, and he won't stop at any falsehood. Did you know this impertinent person invited soldiers into a school? Which then was attacked because of his actions. I bet this is news to you, Jeffrey. Yes, I've done my research. Have you done yours? My daughter is doing no such thing as marrying him. No such thing. But she did. Oh boy. Alright, what else do we have? Let's check out this. Alright, so meet Elizabeth. Family is the foundation for everything. That must be Karen when she was little. All right, Elizabeth Levine, mother, lawyer, philanthropist. Elizabeth was born and grew up in Hillbury. Her family has been living in this beautiful town for many generations, given her an expertise and a personal insight on local issues that few can compare. Elizabeth spent some time outside Hillbury studying law in Boynton from 1975 to 1981. She graduated with honors and soon after decided to move back to her beloved hometown. Elizabeth then started doing community work for Hillbury, which she is still involved with to date. She volunteered and was very active in National Cancer Society, raising funds and helping cancer survivors in an extraordinary devoted way. Instead of going into corporate law like most lawyers, she dedicated herself to public service and worked as a prosecutor for Hillbury City Council. Her passion for law and order is ongoing. As a devoted family person, Elizabeth has 2 children, her daughter Karen Levine, who is very successful as a psychological counselor in Boynton, and her son Maxwell Levine, who is a well-known lawyer in Hillbury. Okay, let's add that. It seems that investigator you're paired with got the Boynton bombing's perpetrator. I'm impressed. Oh boy, we got a listener. Know that I stand with you? Raban, I could not help but notice you seem under a lot of fire from all sides most recently. But even some of your most trusted followers are turning their backs on you, but not me. You have been through some dark times before, as you have trusted me with. Remember how you told me that Ilya got your parents, Anastasia and Milovana, in deep trouble, and you saw no way out? And here you stand nonetheless, because you have pulled through. I'll see what I can uncover to aid you. You'll hear back from me soon. Huh. Hey, Everett, welcome in. How's it going? Got his parents and Pargas in trouble? That could be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. We have more stuff. Let's see. What about issues? Our children are our future. Our culture must be preserved. We believe that this is only possible if we keep immigration and other potentially disrupting factors to a minimum and spare our children as well as our community from threats like these. We therefore believe it is important to close the Pargesian border to prevent any further immigration. The traditional family as a unit is one of the most meaningful constructions of our society and is tremendously important to preserve and protect it in any possible way. Elizabeth Levine stands for this in particular and holds this value very dearly, especially being a mother herself. It goes without saying that same-sex marriage is unnatural, should be forbidden by law. We also believe so-called Planned Parenthood is child murder and should be treated as such. Let's fight together to stop this lunacy. Education is one of the most important factors for the development of society as a whole. We support schools, teachers, innovative ways of education, such as homeschooling and alternative schools. Medium and small-sized businesses are the heart of Hillbury and the backbone of our economy. We work very hard to support our local businesses by offering funding, opportunities, and real estate for rent, especially for local businesses and shops. Okay. Is there anything else on here? See, I don't think that's true. I don't think Karen supported your work. I'm just saying. I think that's probably propaganda, but I don't know what we do with that. We got some headlines. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Boynton bombing suspect shot on the run. Boynton Police Department announces new prime suspect in Boynton bombings case to have been shot while attempting to escape arrest. So this was where Nina was shot. I think she was killed, right? Yeah, her death will be released as soon as possible. So it's interesting how it ties into my original playthrough. Alright, so we got to figure out what we drag next, because I feel like we need to come up with something for this. Prime Minister Blaine and President Kassar are meeting to conspire against the Pargesian people. What can we come up with to disprove that? I'm not sure. Let's look and see what we've got. Now, we could put this in. The party supports Karen Levine's work directly via state funding. Receive financial support by the party. I feel like, I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. Let's look at what else we got. The interview. She's a kind-hearted person. Sheltered the Pargesian army in the school. I mean, we could say that. I think we have already said this before, right? Oh, we got a related document. By that, Vart may have drawn fire directly to the school. Why would he consider such a thing? How mindless can you get? You know, I wondered this exact thing when we found out about this, like, in the first day. He deserves to go down, and so he will. By our hand. Wow, she's like on a vengeance streak here. The Pargesian army will protect Prava Secondary. It has been done. In light of the conflict brewing with the FDP, I have managed to make a deal with Oleg Bakay, whose unit from the Pargesian army will protect our school. Made a deal with Oleg to protect his school. I assure you that your children will be safe. I hope this helps convince you not to take your children out of school. This sounds a bit drastic. The National Army seems to have the situation under control. I appreciate the effort, Principal Vart, but I'm not convinced that having a unit of Pargesian soldiers around the schools is a good idea. Are you sure this won't draw more attention to the school? Exactly. I assure you it will be fine, Jelena. I would never do anything to endanger my pupils. They are as safe as they can be at my school. Thank you, Mr. Vart. I appreciate your efforts to keep Prava Secondary safe. So yeah, he made a deal. That's definitely important. So this is why Oleg and Raban met at the school. They had some kind of protection deal going on. Sounds extremely dumb to me. This may prove to be very valuable indeed. The only thing missing is a questionable reason for Raban having chosen to do it. Okay, what can we come up with? Why would he have chosen to do this? Ilya got your parents in trouble. Maybe that could be something we do. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is gonna help or not. And what kind of trouble? That's what I'm wondering. Alright, save Pargus. We need to stand up and resist. The Kassart regime was never interested in protecting the freedom of the Pargesian people. More and more opponents of our government have been arrested, and we have to stop watching and start acting. The Pargesian people will no longer sit and watch their country being taken away from them. We have to start resistance against Dimjan Kassart and his authoritarian administration. Okay, that was the news, right? Oh, since the forces of True Pargas have been getting more and more violent and inciting unrest and bloody protests, we would like to address them personally in an open letter. Dear members of the FTP, we are all Pargesians. We all love Pargas. We all want change and freedom for our country and citizens. We have the same goals and same dreams. So why are we fighting? Kassart and the corrupt government are laughing up their sleeves at us, not even being able to form a stable resistance against them. Please let us stand as together in unity and resist the government peacefully. We organized a new collection of signatures from the Pargesian people in order to request a new referendum against our current government administration. For the pen is mightier than the sword, and violent wars will only be left with losers on both sides. We urge you to stand beside us, not against us. Unfortunately, we lost many members to the newly formed forces of True Pargas, who have been increasingly criticizing our way of resistance against Kassart and his regime. We ask you to bear with us, and please do not let such quarrels tear us apart. We are only strong if we stick together and act as a group, and will not be able to cause true change if we let our differences divide us. We are all Pargesians, and we all have the same goals. Let us remain peaceful, bold, and strong. There have been many internal discussions lately about how to handle future protests and what alternative means we have to voice our dissatisfaction with the current government and their actions. We would like to emphasize the initiative Save Pargas is and will remain peaceful. Some of you are very discontent with how we've been handling protests and say that collecting signatures is not enough to fight a corrupt regime. But we do not want to get involved in illegal activities and believe that our voices are our strongest weapons. For our first meeting, we decided to arrange a peaceful protest march. These are going backwards against the newly installed president, Dimjan Kassart. He is not our president and was not elected democratically. We demand new elections. Please join us on February 15th, 2004 in Triflith. Starting point will be the King Miron statue, and we will march down Triflith up to Lake Potemkin. Alright, so they started off as wanting to be peaceful, and by the end, they're just like, not, it sounds like. Alright, the message board. Since the government has recently been actively trying to silence supporters of the initiative Save Pargas and try to draw connections between us and violent crimes, we have switched to a closed message board that only members with special login data can view. Please contact Anastasia Vart if you would like to receive access to our message board. Welcome, Captain Ilya Janeway. Please enter your password here. Okay, now that's important. Alright, so now that's important. Where was that? It was on his stuff, right? You had it in notes, right? Uncle Simos. Oh, we already submitted that. Okay. Okay, so we did already submit that. Enter your password here. Anastasia Vart. Where is the uncle? Simos' uncle? Maybe we just put Simos? Maybe? Yes, okay. Captain Ilya Janeway is logged on. Okay, thread family communication. It's only visible for the following members: Milovan Vart, Anastasia Vart, Raban Vart, and him. Okay. Dear family, your father and I decided to use this digital message board for our family communication since we do not believe our telephone is safe anymore. More and more members of our community have been disappearing recently. We need to be cautious as possible. Please use the message board as primary channel from now on, especially if you mention other family members or places where we meet. There is an old abandoned board of an initiative we took part in some time ago. It should be secure and unknown to authorities. Holy moly, I didn't expect that, Mom. You two were revolutionaries. You never mentioned a thing. Okay, that could be important. It's quite bad, yeah, but do you think it's necessary to be this cautious? Please, Ilya, this was a peaceful resistance movement, not that revolutionary. Your father thinks it's safer to communicate here, as they might wiretap our phone. What is up with the stupid pseudonym of yours, by the way? Is that the one you use in those chatter rooms all day? It's called a chat room, Mother. Please, just do us a favor and stick to this message board, Ilya. And please, pick a secure password you can remember. I don't think his password was real secure. Raban, we would like you to invite you over for Uncle Simus's birthday next week. It would be great if you could join us. Very well, I'll join you in the evening after rugby. And by the way, Uncle Simus wanted to invite Oleg Bakay. Just because his family lives next door doesn't mean we have to show hospitality to followers of the Kassart regime. Is too much of a risk. Okay. Let's add that. That could be useful. It seems they were once literally closer than we thought. Exactly. You're right, honey. We cannot afford to be careless here. I will talk Simus out of it. Mum, Dad, Oleg is a good man. The world is not simply black and white. He may be a soldier in the army, but he won't endanger us. I think he should come. It's a shame Kassart has managed to drive a wedge between people in our community. Sorry, son. I just don't think it's a good idea, especially not putting him next to my elderly brother, who talks very bluntly about hating Kassart and his followers. But Kay has always been overly patriotic. The police are already beginning these Gestapo-style observations, and it is scaring me. But maybe you're right. We should give him a chance. Okay. What else we got? I don't want to join this stupid war. So they're going in ascending order here. Alright. I just got a note. This is from Ilya. I just got a note telling me to report for duty by next week. I was drafted. They're coming to take me if I don't report in. What am I going to do? I do not want to join this war in this horrible army. Anastasia says, please don't panic, Ilya. We're going to take care of this. There must be something we can do. Raban, you know Oleg Bakay well. Is there a chance you can talk to him about this? I heard he's in charge of the unit stationed here. Can he help Ilya get out of this? Raban says, I will see what I can do. Try not to worry too much, Ilya. I'm going to talk to Oleg and get you exempted from service. It might cost me a few favors and take some time, but I will get you out, I promise. He's a reasonable man. But first I need you to go report in anyway. Don't give them any reason to arrest you. That will only make things much harder. Yes, okay, thank you. Alright, so what is this one? Promise to get Ilya Vart exempted from military service by convincing Oleg Bakay. I feel like that could be important. That shows he was working deals. Ah, this may well be the true reason Raban made the protection deal with Oleg, don't you think? Whether true or not, we could let everyone know. Okay, good. We have a narrative again. We cannot spread it yet, though. Not before Raban publishes his article. Keep searching around. Alright, let's see what else we've got. Former Principal Raban Vart sheltered Pargesian army in a deal to get his brother Ilya exempted from service before the building got attacked. Alright, so let's see what else we got. Check messages ASAP. Mom and Dad are gone. They took them. They sent soldiers to our home. It was so horrible. They started hitting Dad and yelled that this was his punishment. Mom tried to fight them off, and they started hitting her too. These guys just took them away, and now they're gone, Raban. What should we do? You have to help us. Raban, please check your messages. So apparently Raban was not checking messages. His parents were abducted. Okay. So let's put that they were revolutionaries, right? Alright, so Ilya's parents were revolutionaries. They weren't members of the FTP, were they? Raban openly criticizes Kassart all the time. I doubt we can gain any benefit from knowing his parents may have done the same thing. Maybe. But what about this? They're gone? Pargesian soldiers. Okay, so then probably that's not gonna help us. Right? They were Pargesian revolutionaries. I don't know. We'll come back to it, I think. And we'll see. Is there anyone else we can log in as? Oh, or I guess... Okay, so we're just permanently logged in as him. That's fine. What else do we have? Exclusive interview. Alright, maybe we drag some stuff about Karen, right? Karen stands firmly behind me, as does my whole family. But does she? I don't think she does. So, let's see. If Raban is a... We drag this, right? Supports her mother, Elizabeth Levine's position. She's gonna say that's not true. Like, we know that's not true, right? Okay, we have to do our due diligence. We know that's not true. She broke all contact with her. With a mother like Elizabeth Levine, I could not even imagine why. Too bad. If she would have been in contact with her mother, we might have used that against her. Oh, we maybe should have dragged the other thing then? I don't know. Oh well. Alright, what else can we do? She's a kind-hearted person, but is that even important? I don't think so. What else do we have? Let's see. Is there any other information that we can drag over? Let's look. We could drag that he went to here. I don't know. That might be important. Ilya is making a run for it seems. Who can blame him? Why, we could, of course. Maybe he considers staying if the news would turn out to be against his liking. Maybe. Alright, what else do we have? He especially emphasized his heroic escape. Alright, we don't have the... Okay. Optimistic and good-natured. We'll drag that because I don't know what... We're running out of things to... Ha! I'm sure this can be changed. She really wants to change it? Alright, let's see. We're running out of things we can drag. Let's look. News. What else is in the news? The party supports Karen Levine's work directly via state funding. Let's add that. That could be something. Ha! I bet Raban has no idea about Karen's entanglements with the party, nor has any of his followers. We should let them know, maybe, but we need a little more backing if we truly are trying to put the blame on Karen here. Okay. Alright, so do we have some more stuff? I think we may have messed that one up because we dragged the wrong data chunk. Let's see. The only thing there is that she's kind-hearted. I don't want to join this stupid war. Alright, let's add this to Ilya's. He got a note telling him to report for duty next week. One related document. The army of Pargas forcefully recruited a lot of men in their ranks when the conflict with the FTP erupted anew. Seems Ilya has been no exception to it. Alright, what do we got? 1st Infantry Division in Prava. Attempted to flee from service and punished. Failed in his attempt to escape military service, followed by punishment. Okay, that's probably more likely. He got punished, Do you have any idea what the punishment may have involved? I don't know. Let's see. You can go searching for more material to create narratives from, though. Please take your time. When ready to strike, strike Raban Vart as hard as you can. We need to make this count. Alright, let's see what else we got. The big conspiracy you should know about. Blaine and Cassard are conspiring against us. The rumors that my wife only married me so she could keep me under observation for psychological issues are both insulting and crazy. They're meant to draw your attention away from something way more important than my personal life. The important question should be, why is the focus of attention not on one of the most pressing and obvious issues? Is it not curious that during a national crisis like this, while Bonton is threatened by terrorists, Prime Minister is leaving the country? Is it not weird that he's meeting Cassard, who is throwing him a military parade party under the guise of a negotiation meeting? The answer is, this is BS. Negotiation is not what the national government wants. They want power. Blaine and Cassard want to control our minds by secretly conspiring against the people of Pargus. Since this is what the meeting really shows and what you should really be worried about, I hereby call for a protest in front of the presidential palace in Triflith. Let's show those traitors to the people what we think of them. Okay. No pending. Okay, so his pending article is done. Let's see. What else do we have? Maybe we drag this, that he was in the 1st Infantry Division of Prava. We might can find something. No related documents? Okay. Well, let's look at the history, maybe? Our forces have a long tradition of protecting the Pargesian country and values courageously and restlessly. The Pargesian army as it exists today was formed by General Dimjan Cassart as he freed Pargus from the oppressive Fiad regime in 2004. In spite of the successful re-establishment of peace and freedom in Pargus, evil forces still threaten the Pargesian people. The hate group Forces of True Pargus, FTP, caused a new conflict in 2006 by evoking a civil war among Pargesian citizens using hate speech and propaganda to pull the shaken people of Pargus on their side. So we've seen that before, actually. Let's see. What else do we have? I don't know if there's anything else that we can look at. Okay. The only thing we have there is a photo. What is here? I mean, let's just say this. Why not, right? Truly horrible. And then again, maybe it was all about Ilya trying to flee from army service. I mean, it could easily be the truth, but at this point, we don't have to care. Learn how Ilya Vart got his parents punished for his own cowardice and his brother Raban covered for him. That's even worse. That's even worse. Man, this is not going to be good. Oh boy. I wonder how hard this one will hit. I'm very curious. Let's see. Oh, we're getting all kinds of stuff. People's voice to your brother is responsible for your parents arrested back in Pargus. Your coward brother should be the one locked up in prison, not these great heroic people. The only one who should blame for this is the government. They were the ones who ordered to arrest my parents, not my brother. It's all spread and done. Having Ilya's parents abducted as punishment for his own failure was a good idea, but I doubt it was the best we could get. Good work, but not good enough. Raban is still around and he still has a loyal follower base. So what absurdities does he dare claim this time? Okay, what else do we got? People's voice. Ilya is a loser and a wimp. Losers and wimps are people who judge others by rumors they read on the internet, find their social media profiles, and troll them. In other words, you. You have no right whatsoever to judge my brother or any of my family members. People's voice, I can't believe that Ilya would ever keep this from us. Never would have thought he could be so selfish and irresponsible. Ilya is neither selfish nor irresponsible. All he is a victim of our manipulative government who are trying to bring us down. I mean, at this point, he's not wrong. The national government kills. They kill their own people to distract us from the truth. They have fabricated yet another story about me to distract you from the really important truths. If you don't believe me, yeah, here's another truth for you. I used to be a teacher in Prava, a beautiful small town by the mountains of Ria. My school was destroyed by troops of the nation. I'd never have gotten over this horrible incident, and it broke my heart more than anything else that ever happened to me. The national government ordered the shelling of Prava Secondary. They killed those students, not me. They destroyed everything I loved in my hometown. This is what your government does to the innocent, to the weak they kill. What did we have in over here? Bow tracking. Okay, so locations that he's gone to. Bonn Central Station and Bonn outskirts. Okay. Alright. Anything over here? Alright. So, we drag this over to Raban. He's blaming the nation for his own fault. Our own army attacking a school. We're the peacekeepers. It's high time to turn things around. This has to end now. We cannot let these preposterous lies stand. We will destroy Raban Vart. You will, now. Give me something that shows beyond any doubt that the nation isn't the one to blame here. Okay. Well, we will do that, but we're going to take a pause here and do that in the next episode. What are we going to find out? Like, we already have some theories that, like, why did he bring Oleg into the school? Like, I don't understand why he thought that was a good idea. I said that from the very beginning, that this seemed like a bad idea. So we already have some good leads on what we might can say to discount his thesis here, but we'll figure out all that in the next episode. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Liara27. I have my schedule posted in the about and in the description, and if you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/Liara27. And I hope you join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye.